Hello, it's your boy Darkslayer555, and yeah, well, why do you think there's a new video, new chapter, new video? Of course. So here we are, just a few hours after reading it. Of course, man, I was literally expecting it tomorrow, but it always comes out a day early. I need to get used to this, man. The leaks just come up so early. Anyway, it was a dope chapter. I mean, a lot happened, to be fair. Most of it was expected, and I predicted from the last chapter. I mean, it was pretty obvious. But again, I will warn you before the video starts. I mean, I'm literally spoiling the new chapter that has just come out today. So if you haven't read it, go fucking read it, then come back and watch this. It's a really fucking painful chapter. That's my warning to you. But without further ado, this is my review of Berserk chapter 368. Yeah, okay, that edit took way too long to make, but anyway, I was just getting the images, took a while. Anyways, let's actually start the chapter review. I mean, this chapter just starts from where we left off, like usual. We just see Guts and then the Shadows, whoever it is, just the Apostles. They're literally the same ones from the Conviction arc. Oh, well, yeah, basically the Conviction arc, and then you also see them in Volume 34. Basically, they're basically like every other Apostle, call Guts a sacrifice and try to kill him. And I mean, Guts is just trying to, like, analyze the situation, I guess. He's still probably in shock after everything that happened, which is, like, understandable. We then come back to the gang and we see Isidore and Serpico and just talk about the monsters and how they recognize him from the Conviction arc, which is kind of cool. So go call back. And then Isidore just steps up as a man, as the goat he is, and protects Isma by killing one of the monsters with his blade. The man has really grown. I mean, he literally always protects people. He's actually a real goat. And again, like last chapter, I have to reiterate, like, Mori and his team are literally adding so much material. Like, they're not just showing, like, Guts. Like, if this was a, like, empty Berserk or a more, like fundamental Berserk without a lot of like Miora's touch or other characters, like we wouldn't even see the gang here or see their thoughts. But Mori's actually added thoughts. It's not just like a slideshow of Berserk until the ending. Like we could see through these chapters that Mori's actually taking his time and care into the chapters. Like the chapters are actually fleshed out. They're not just bloody images. There's actually dialogue, and we get to see all the characters interact, which honestly I wasn't going to be very sure if it would have happened, but I'm actually really glad it happens because it means Berserk is more complete as a whole. Following on from this, my Skull Knight comes through. I mean, I think it's surprisingly for Isidore's first time seeing him and the rest of the gang. I thought they saw him before, but like I haven't reread Berserk in a while, so I wouldn't know. Regardless, Skull Knight makes like quite interesting remarks. I mean, he's just like depicting Griffith clearly. Like, tonight a beam of blinding light pierced this land, and that is how the monsters go in. That's clearly Griffith. Like, Moonlight Child managed to get through because he's a pure identity. And then because he turned back to Griffith, an apostle who's clearly evil, then everything went to chaos. And because an evil man was able to get in, the rest of the monsters were able to get in. And that's basically stuff we pretty much knew just by looking at the manga, just by reading it. But it's nice to see confirmation from Skull Knight that, yeah, Griffith caused all this, like, no shit. Here we just see like a super sick panel of Skull Knight just killing the apostles with his normal sword, thankfully, because I mean, imagine he used the fucking Veiler sword here. Like, God knows what he would fucking cause. Last time he fucking used it, my man literally changed the world for the bad, man. He literally helped Griffith. Skull Knight's literally a failure, man. Thank God he didn't, though. And he used his normal sword, and then, yeah, obviously fucking destroys him. Man literally slashed the wind, bro. We then get into what, in my opinion, is like the most contextual panel in the chapter. Like, Skull Knight just basically questions, like, what happened here and why. At first, basically, though, he basically asks everyone else to leave because, I mean, they're not built for this. They're probably going to get destroyed. I mean, Isidore's going to try and stay, but I feel like, I don't know, there's a chance he dies. Obviously, he probably won't die here, but, like, there's a chance he loses the fight, so Skull Knight has to save him, whatnot. Regardless, the main thing is Skull Knight questions, like, how this happened, like the events. Obviously, there is casualty and just like destiny, and everything is already fixed and set into place. But however, Skull Knight like acknowledges that it has been preordained. However, he wants to also like question, can the will of a man also be something that can be controlled? And that is actually a really interesting question, because I mean, what I'm seeing now ties into my predictions of what is happening in the future. Because why do you think Griffith is taking Casca, aside from to trigger Guts into going for him, into going like after him? Because Griffith wants some sort of conflict or something for Guts to do, for Guts to be a part, and he needs him for a plan of his. So in a way, the will of mankind can be controlled, because Griffith's doing that right now by taking Guts' loved one, Casca. And it honestly ties into my theory really well, and I think, yeah, you can't just control him probably the same way you can control like destiny, or I don't know, it's the same way with a Baylor. It's kind of hard to explain. However, he's still being controlled of Guts. He's gonna make Guts do what he wants. So Guts will now go after Griffith to Falconia with their gang, and then they'll start some sort of conflict which will tie into Griffith's plan, which I don't know what the end goal is, but something fucking big is happening. I mean, from here on out, we come back to the captain, whatever his name is, but he is a go. And they're just basically talking about how they have to set off sail by morning. They need to have everything done by morning, which is kind of when they'll probably go to Fantasia now. Although that all falls to shit because like they're literally hunted by monsters. However, before that, I mean, the guy discusses that the mermaids told them that something was going to happen, which is kind of interesting because how would they know that Griffith was going to come? Like, did they just have a feeling or what? I actually really want to know and have this expanded because it's just random. How the hell would the mermaids know that this would all happen, that there's a catastrophe incoming? Unless they have like a pre-assumption or something that they felt as astral beings, but who knows. Regardless, the island starts to shake and then basically all the monsters come out and go for them. Like the whole island now filled with the bloody apostles, whatever we call them. They don't really have a name. They're basically just there. They're literally the floor. Although they look a lot like the God Hand in a way, like some of the designs, I guess. And they just literally go for all the obstacles of the island, like all the obstacles that took volumes for our like team to get through. Like even the dreamscape, all those bloody guards and everything, the golems, they're all just going through it like it's nothing. Like this is how strong they are. And this bloody idiot just decides to touch it, one of the crew members. Like, why would the fuck would you touch that, seeing it coming to you? It's just like, why, man? And then obviously, good luck showing this on YouTube. Might get age restricted, but who the fuck cares? It's literally Berserk. If you've read Berserk, you're more than prepared for shit like this. To be fair, it's kind of a lot of like gore and violence in like ages. We haven't seen a death like this despicable in a long time. But yeah, basically the guy just like gets consumed completely, and yeah, he dead. And then after seeing this, they all try to run away. However, they realise they're surrounded, and then this guy basically starts spraying, just calling for Farnes, like, aka the one he wants to wife or whatever. I mean, they might actually die. I'm not sure though, but really, like, are they gonna kill such a great man like this? I don't know, man. We then get into the meat of the chapter, so we just see a broken Guts. Like, this is literally just pain, man. Look at his fucking eyes. The art here as well, like, it takes an improvement for the most part, though some panels look a bit off. But just look at this guy's eyes, man. The man is broken. He's finally coming to realization that, oh my god, his fucking antagonist is literally his fucking enemies, the villain against him, the one that destroyed his life, just took the fucking only person that was left from his past, Casca, the one most important to him. And then we just see Sod take off with both Griffith and Casca. Like, Guts is just there, destroyed, man. All of these years, decades maybe, all of this struggle, all of this pain, all of this blood, all of this suffering, and then you just lose the most loved one just like that. And maybe he could have done something to prevent it, but all he did was just cut hair off Griffith. And we get to this really like iconic and just like incredible panel. Like, this is going to be legendary shit. We'll see years to follow on. Like, people are just going to look back on this like some of the legendary chapters of Berserk. And honestly, I believe this panel is a clear callback to the one last time they met in the Sword of Hills, when Griffith was leaving and he's like, I'm going to build my own kingdom, blah blah blah. But now here's Casca. Like, look at this, man. My man's just taking fucking Casca, man. Like, can you even believe this, bro? 30 years of fucking publication for Casca to be taken away by the main villain. Fuck me, man. Fuck Griffith. Fuck everything he's ever done. And honestly, Guts is going to take a while to recover, I feel like. And yeah, the rest of this chapter is just pain. I mean, look at Guts' face. It looks a bit off and a bit weird compared to like normal Berserk. But mate, we have to get used to this. It doesn't look bad, at least. It looks a bit awkward, but whatever. And then we get to this panel of Griffith and Casca, and it just reminded me of last time when Griffith saved Casca when she was about to be hit. What I want to know is whose intentions is this? Why is he taking it? Is it Griffith controlling himself right now, or is it Moonlight Child still doing it? Obviously, I would think it's Griffith, because why would Moonlight Child separate his parents? And obviously, Griffith has a plan with Casca. At least that's my theory. About just seeing Guts and Griffith like this. Griffith's just staring down on Guts from above like he's a god above him, like usual. And then look at this, man. Look at Guts, man. Look at his fucking face. It's just fucking pain. Him stretching out his hand like he's done before when Casca fell down to the ocean, but he failed. And when Casca was trying to suicide, but he actually saved her. However, in a way of like difference, for once, I think this might be maybe me looking a bit too much into it. Guts is using his other hand though. Like, last time he tried to save Casca in the ocean, he used the metal hand, the hand he lost, and obviously failed because he couldn't have any grip strength really, like the same way he used to. However, this time he's using his healed hand. It's just like he's developed, obviously, he's shown development. He's trying now new things, he's evolved from the past. He's not trying to use his old hand. He recognises that he's lost it and he can't use it, so he tries to use his new hand. I feel like it could be an instance of development, and I mean, look at this panel, just like emphasising that he's using his right hand, but it's also just his POV, as he sees this, the woman he loves, the woman he's always treasured, flying away with the enemy, the one that destroyed his life, like the one that literally did the eclipse, fucking Griffith. And I mean, I don't know, I just feel like it's it was shown like this to portray something. Like, he's using the right hand, which he never did before. And I feel like, yeah, it has some sort of purpose and meaning. But effectively, Sod is gone now back to Falconia and Guts is left alone. And then we cut to Park real quick. This is the end of the chapter. He just observes that this tree, just like the tree of the like elf, and just like becoming huge and start to absorb everything. This could be either good or bad, I'm not sure, but it kind of really reminds you of the like Ganishka tree, the tree of life or whatever, that like was literally killed in chapter 34 and literally brought the astral world and the normal world together. Like, look at this panel, it just looks at the same tree, which kind of like makes me question what is happening, like what the hell. But I feel like this could also be like an elfin protection measure, like the tree's a good thing and it's just killing the apostles. But I don't know, like honestly right now I'm lost as to what's going to happen. I know Guts and crew will be safe and will leave Falconia, like we'll leave Elfin and then go to Falconia. But like as to what that tree is and how they'll escape is beyond me. Probably Skullknight will do something, but who knows. And yeah, well, that was the chapter. I mean, it was a really painful one, although we knew from last week that this was going to happen. Not last week, last chapter. Like, we basically knew 100% Casca was gone. Which is really, like, looking back at the story. Imagine someone reading this, like, all at once and just getting to this. Like, it's just depressing, man. It just reminds me a lot of chapter 358, I believe, when Guts and Casca talked to each other and Casca just went insane. It's just literally Berserk. It's always been fucking pain, man, of course. But basically, we can never see main character, like, Guts will never be happy, clearly, at this point. I mean, obviously, one day, hopefully, but fucking hell, man, like, it's all just depressing. Even here, the most peaceful time of the story, fucking bad shit always happens. Regardless, this is Berserk, we need to get used to it, of course. Honestly, as a rating, I'll probably give this, like, a 9, 9+. So this is just a really, like, influential chapter that will, like, literally be remembered for years and, like, arcs to come. And this will shape the future of Berserk. Regardless, I've already laid down my predictions because, I mean, it's guaranteed to happen. The gang, whoever, Serpico and all that, will leave the island, of course, and go to Falconia to save her. It's how the story is built to be. Like, why wouldn't he? Guts' his whole purpose was Casca now, not even revenge. But now that Casca's gone with revenge, why wouldn't he? Of course he's going to do that. Regardless, it was a good review. I mean, honestly, I can't wait for the next chapter. But now we need to wait, like, another month because next issue has been confirmed not to have it. So I guess in a month I'll do a chapter review. I might do more videos before that though. So anyway, it's been your boy Darkslayer555 and goodbye.